The pendulum and the swing metaphor that we use is based on the power or the leverage that one party may have in an interview process, and how it shifts and switches from the beginning of the interview process by being mostly in the company's court. And you should sort of yield to that in the beginning and basically ask questions about them and try to solve their problems and make it all about them. Because if you don't and you come off as somebody that's mostly just interested in yourself and what they can do for you, you might not even get to the end of the interview process, because companies want problem solvers, right? So your questions about what's in it for you, even the details down to how much they match on their 401k and all that stuff, they're important, but you want to get to the crux of what they are all about, what their culture is, what it would be like working there, what the characteristics are of their most successful people, how you could help solve their problems. That in the beginning, and then it'll start to shift as they're like, wow, this is a really good candidate. They ask good questions. What you ask is what you care about. So if you start asking about things that are just about what's good for you, they're going to be like, that's what this candidate cares about themselves. But if you ask more about what you can do for them, they'll start to like you, and then maybe they'll even start to love you, and that's when the pendulum starts to shift, and then they're gonna have to start selling to you, like, wow, we really like this candidate. And then that's when, and down towards the end of the process, when the pendulum swings this way, is where you'll get into them actually explaining the fine details of how the commission structure works and what the matches are on the 401k and that sort of thing, because they have to, because they love you at that point. So that's how the pendulum swing shifts. The problem we sometimes run into is with passive job seekers that we recruit. They say, well, I'm not looking. So they go into an interview and they just say, well, what can you do for me? And how much more will you pay me than I'm making now? And the clients or the companies, the employers, look at that as like, this person isn't that great because they're not a problem solver. So that's the thing you have to check yourself a little bit before you go into any interview process, is you want to treat it like a sales call where you're really trying to uncover and do a needs assessment. In this case, you're doing the needs assessment with the company and with the employer.